All right, Brendan Taylor here, True School Sports. I'm with one of the young, dynamic talents in boxing, Ernesto Tito Mercado. Ernesto, great to finally talk to you and meet you, man.
Yeah, likewise, man. Likewise. I seen some of your stuff.
Oh, have you? Have you? I didn't.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
okay,
yeah, especially stuff about me. So I'm like, okay. So when they
okay.
told me I was interviewing with you, I was excited.
That's good. I'm happy to hear that. Well, let's get into it, man. You're an interesting guy to me, man. We'll start with the beginning of your career. What made you want to start boxing? Like, because every fighter has their why. What was the reason that you decided to pick this sport out of all the sports in the world? Because this is a hard sport.
Nah, definitely, man. Definitely a hard sport. But I guess my dad, man. My dad boxed when he was an amateur, but I never really knew too much as a kid. I mean, nobody ever told me that. But it's not until he started training my uncle, and then I kind of, seen them doing that. My dad was either working or, now he started training my uncle. So I was kind of like picking up on it when I was like a little kid. I'll just be watching him in the garage, and I kind of told my dad, I kind of threw myself into it. A lot of kids usually have a father figure take them to the gym or kind of throw them into it. I kind of threw myself into it. My dad's like, all right, if that's what you want to do, then we start tomorrow, and then from then 5 a.m. But I guess ultimately my dad had a big impact on that. He was the first generation of boxers in our family.
Okay, okay. So just kind of following in his footsteps type thing.
Yeah, he wasn't a professional, but he did do some amateur. But obviously, every time a weekend, there'll be big fights. My dad would always be having them on. So I guess in that sense, he had a deep love for the sport for sure.
Okay, okay. No, it's like a lot of fathers and sons in boxing.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. I know. You're correct me if I'm wrong, but I know you're part. I know you're Nicaraguan and you're part Mexican too, right? Correct.
Yeah, from my mother's side, yeah. So my dad's
So
side is Nicaraguan, my mom's side is Mexican, yeah.
okay, okay, and those are obviously two big boxing powerhouses. A lot of great fighters came from those places. I wanted to ask you, who's your favorite Mexican fighter of all time, and who's your favorite Nicaraguan fighter of all time?
That's a good one, man. I think Mexican fighter. I really like Salvador Sanchez a lot, but I might have to give it
Okay,
to Chavez. I feel like I watched Chavez a little bit more though. I feel like I watched Chavez, but I admire Salvador Sanchez's boxing ability. Not a lot of Mexican boxers at that time knew how to box like that. A lot of them were just toe to toe, and still kind of is now, but they're kind of switching that dynamic a little bit. But Salvador Sanchez for sure had a unique style for a Latino boxer, right? None of them really boxed like that on their feet and their
correct.
toes. He looked like a little. I don't want to say like a little Sugar Ray Leonard kind of in a way. The way he boxed, he just popped his jab, right? But as far as Nicaragua, man, Alexis Arguello, man, was my favorite fighter of all time.
There you go. Yeah, yeah. Arguello is a national hero to the Nicaraguan people. So I think the stadium over there, the arena is named after him over there.
Yeah, I've been there actually. I've been there. They have a gym over there and they have a stadium over there for him. And yeah, man, he's just a big hero, man. Not only was he a great fighter, but obviously he was a great person. That's why everybody loves him over there. They have a statue of him up
Yeah, I've
there,
seen
right
it.
there in Managua. So
Yeah, I've
yeah.
seen it. I actually went to Nicaragua last year once.
Okay. What part did you
Yeah,
go?
yeah. Managua, just Managua.
Oh, Managua. How you like it over there? It was cool.
Yeah, it was cool. It was cool. It's a lot different. It's a lot different than the states. Oh, sorry. It's a lot different than the states. It's a big culture shock.
Yeah. No, way different.
Yeah, yeah. Do you have any favorite fights from those guys like Arguello and Sanchez?
Sanchez, I like the fight we did with. Yeah, correct me if I'm wrong. I think it's Wilfredo Gomez, and
Yeah,
then with Arguello, ultimately, I mean, it sucks the fight that obviously he lost in, but the fight with Aaron Pryor, man, that's a classic fight. You cannot go wrong with watching that fight, even though obviously the whole give me the one eye mix type of drink, all that kind of
yeah.
played out,
He got
and then
special superpowers.
yeah, I mean, he started throwing punches like he was in the first round again, but
Yeah,
but now that fight's a classic, man. Even though, like I said, Arguello got beat in that fight and hurt, but that was a great fight.
it's a hell of a fight, man. Hell of a fight. Um, you're now signed with Eddie Hearn. It kind of took you a while to get the promotional backing. I wanted to know, like, what was the process of signing with Eddie Hearn, and why do you feel it maybe took so long to get a major promoter?
As far as the process, man, it was fairly easy. We all kind of had a vision in line and everything kind of lined up. But what we wanted, they obviously want to make the big fights happen. They've been, making crazy fights happen this past year. So as far as that, and becoming world champion, we want more eyeballs on us, and we feel like. I feel like I'm a superstar fighter, man, and I feel like with Eddie's, the way he talks and the way he's gonna promote me and the way I'm gonna go over there and knock these guys out, I feel like it's a perfect combination for us two to align with each other and No, man. As far as even getting a major promoter is just kind of we're just taking our time with it, man. I feel like we're doing a great job independently already. Getting some really good names, and we're just doing our job, man. And then once we saw something that, like I said, aligned with our vision, then we were ready to sign. So, and then ultimately, just happened this past year.
Do you feel like it was a matter of like you just wanted to build enough value in yourself, so you didn't sign a contract that wasn't favorable to your career? Because that happens a lot of times to fighters. They just jump into a promotional contract and then their career is not really going in the right direction.
Yeah, you see that with some fighters, or they don't get as many fights as they would like to. I feel like I was fairly active, throughout my whole career. Fighting 4 or 5 times a year, and yeah, man, like I said, just patiently waiting. Sometimes it's better when you wait for things than just rushing into things. And like I said, man, now we got a great deal. Now we got a big name like Pedraza, former world champion, on January 25th, and I'm excited, man. I feel like everything's lining up to the way we want it to be, and next is the world title shot.
Correct. And you said you used a very key word there. You said I'm a superstar fighter. Yeah. Why do you feel you're a special fighter, or that you're a superstar fighter?
Man, I feel like I mean, besides the boxing abilities, man, and my physical abilities, being a big guy for 140, obviously a power puncher, entertaining type of fighter. I don't, I never heard anybody say that they saw a fight on me and it was boring. Every fight I have is entertaining type of fight, even when the fighters don't want to fight. And I just feel like I got the charisma, man, and then I got the whole Latino backing, man. It's kind of hard to not become a superstar unless you don't have the goods, and I feel like I got that all.
Okay. All right, and I know you're fighting Jose Pedraza, a guy that's been in there with a lot of top names, veteran fighter. How do you feel about this fight with him?
I feel like man, obviously he's been in there with some top guys that's been world champions, or you know, a fight or two from becoming a going for a world title fight. So I feel like me going over there and dominating him, knocking him out, it shows that I'm right there too, and I need to get my world title shot, soon, and I'm knocking on the door. So I think this fight definitely is gonna be a statement fight for me, and I'm ready to steal the show, man. That night, nobody's gonna be talking. I feel like my fight's gonna be the main event of that whole night. So that's what I'm saying.
You feel like people that have never seen you box, that watch you fight for the first time that night, they're gonna be talking about you.
They're gonna fall in love, man. They're gonna fall in love with the way I fight. Yeah, they're gonna fall in love.
Okay. Your weight class is real interesting, man, because you got some good names, some good fighters holding titles. Of the current champions, like if you have it your way, who would you want first?
Probably. I mean, if I had to pick out all of them, as far as guys I just want to take out of there, probably between Devin and Teofimo. But realistically, the easiest probably opponent to make happen will probably be Hitchins, just because he's with Matchroom, and I feel like he's probably the weakest. I mean, a lot of you, I feel like he's the weakest champion out of the bunch. Between him and Rayo, I feel like they're the weakest ones out of the bunch. So it'll make more sense for me to take them out. My name will be big enough to get a fight with Teofimo or Devin, because they're trying to chase, I think, bigger bags and bigger names. They're not really trying to take high risk, I guess, low reward in a sense. You know what I'm saying?
They're trying to get that Saudi money. They're trying to get some of that Arab money.
Yeah, they're trying to retire early, man. So I don't blame them. But fighting with me, man, they're gonna retire early for sure. So I'm sure they want to get paid.
Okay. Damn. Okay. You watching your interviews, you have a lot of confidence. You've always you obviously back it up in the ring, but you're a big talker as well, which is one of the things that actually got me to kind of start following your career before you were with Eddie Hearn. Have you always had this big type of personality, or is this something you kind of grew into?
Yeah, no, I always been like that. Obviously now it's just kind of coming out more to life, because the professional men, the more cameras, more media attention. Back then, the amateurs, I had the same attitude, but obviously there's no cameras on me like that and stuff like that. But no, man, and especially, man, these guys are in my way. I gotta. Unfortunately, man, this is entertainment business. People want to see you talking, and I love to talk, so it makes it a lot easier for me.
I agree, and I always tell, because I know a lot of fighters, and I be telling them, like, as someone who covers so much boxing, it's like there are certain fighters I don't even think about unless they have a fight signed. Yeah. And then there's fighters where, like, they don't have any fight signed, and I might pay more attention to them because they're talking. So I always say, like, don't try to be something you're not, but also don't be invisible, because it's the social media era. Stuff moves fast, so you got to find a way to stay, relevant.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. Speaking of talking, you mentioned talking. George Kambosos Jr. talks a lot, and I feel like that could be a good step up fight for you at some point. I think you guys would have a great, like, trash talk build up. What do you think about that fight? You and George.
I think it'd be a great fight. I mean, for me, not for him so much. I don't think he's a good fighter, to be honest with you. I think he got lucky, one hit wonder type of thing, like Stevie Wonder, and just he got lucky when he took that belt from Teofimo, to be honest with you. But I heard he's moving up to 40, so that should be an
Yeah.
easy fight. And he just signed with Eddie, so man, that'll be an
So
easy fight to make.
yeah, the dominoes are falling your way in that regard.
Yeah, man, that fight be an easy fight to make, and ultimately, I think it'll be an easy fight for me in a sense, man. The guy cannot get away from the jab. I mean, his head is just right there for the jab. I mean, we saw Devin Haney give the blueprint. The dude he can't fight a boxer, so it should be pretty easy, and then taking him out will be easy, and especially in Australia and for all his fans, take his fans from him. I'll be pretty dope.
Do you want to go to Australia to go do that?
Yeah, why not, man? Why not?
Yeah,
Why not?
yeah.
That'll be fun. It'll be nice to see all his fans crush. You feel me? It'll be cool. Yeah.
Okay. I know right now you would probably be classified as a higher risk, low reward fighter for a lot of fighters in the division because you can really fight, but you're not the biggest name as of yet.
Right.
There's a couple other guys I would say are like that in your division. I actually wanted to ask you about both of them. Subriel Matias and Andy Hiraoka from Japan. What do you think about those two fights?
I mean, as far as Subriel Matias, man, I ain't gonna lie to you. I feel like he's a high risk in a sense, but man, after his last performance with Leon Paro, man, I ain't worried about it. They told me to fight that dude. He don't throw no damn punch. He just walks in. He's one dimensional. So if you're a fighter that don't know how to move on your feet, then that could be definitely a high risk fight for you. But if you know how to move on your feet, man, it's gonna be an easy fight. He's gonna eat them all night. And if you got power, I don't see him taking too many shots like that. To be honest with you, I don't see him taking punishment like that. If we fought more than like 6-7 rounds, to be honest with you, that's just too much punishment.
Okay, all right.
That'll be a great fight though, man. After I beat another Puerto Rican, I already have one Puerto Rican in my name, so I got Velez. That'll be 2, 3. It don't matter to me.
So you're trying to stack the fighters from other Latin countries on your resume.
Yeah, why not, man? And then obviously, my Puerto Ricans, they obviously love boxing as well, man. And it'll be a great rivalry. You know, they always show up. So let's make those mega fights happen. Why not?
I agree. And what about Andy? Do you know anything about Andy Hiraoka? He's like one of the top guys ranked.
I don't know too much about him, to be honest with you. I know I've seen his. Well, I wouldn't say I've seen it, but I saw some clips of his last fight. I don't know if it was his last fight against the old
Barbosa.
man, Barbosa.
Ismael Barbosa.
I saw that. I think he stopped him. He looked good, man, but I don't know too much about him to say anything. I know he's a southpaw fighter, but ultimately, man, if we fought just like any other fighter, man, I have to put him out. You know, that's the way I fight. I don't go there trying to look cute and win on points. I'm over there, obviously, boxing, you know, with nice and style, but I'm always ultimately, once I hit you, man, I'm trying to take you out.
You're trying to punch through the target, you know.
Yeah, I'm trying to punch through the target, man. I'm trying to go over there and it's sad to say it, man, but I'm trying to retire dudes. I'm trying to make sure they don't box again, in a sense, and it sucks. You know, sometimes you're like, damn, you don't got no compassion. I don't got no compassion for no fighter. Once you get in there, man, they would do the same thing to me if they had the chance to.
Correct. When you get in the ring, it's either going to be you or them. It's kill or be killed. So you got to have that mentality. I think you have the right mentality.
Yeah, no, I definitely you know, growing up watching like fighters like Edwin Valero and you know these guys that really, I mean, in a sense, man, they gave no fucks. So I mean, that's kind of I was brought up, and I think that's gonna make a big difference for me and a lot of these fighters when I get in there. A lot of these guys think too much about their families. I don't care, man. I'm over there, and like I said, I give no fucks, no regards.
Well, it's like I always hear people say like boxing is a gentleman's sport. They say, oh, it's a gentleman's sport. You got to have respect. And to a degree you do, but once you get in the ring, it's no respect. You can't have that respect in the ring.
Right. No, 100%. You can't.
Because at the end of the day, like, you know, no matter how people cut it up, slice it, and dice it, if the fighter you're fighting beats you up, your pay grade goes down the next fight. You know, so that's taking money away from your family and whatever it is you want to do with your life, you know?
Yeah.
So, okay. I know also at Matchroom you have Jack Catterall, Arnold, Barbosa. What do you think about maybe finding one of those guys if the opportunity were to present itself? How do you see those type of matchups?
I mean, I would love the Catterall fight. I mean, Barbosa already got presented to me earlier last year in January. They turned it down.
Really?
Yeah, they turned it down, and instead he ended up fighting the dude I fought from Nicaragua, some African dude named Soloxani Indoheni.
Yeah.
He ended up taking my opponent instead, and he stopped him, man, but I thought it was a bad stoppage, and then he looked like shit. Yeah. How do you have like 20-something fights, bro, and I fought the dude when I only had 10, and I made him look I made the fight look a lot easier. So, and then Murataya fought this guy after I fought him. Like a lot of these guys that are supposed to be up there, man. Why are you fighting guys that I fought? I was
Yeah.
technically at the time a prospect, not making these guys look bad. So, man, if Barbosa wants it, if he wins, most definitely I'd love to take that fight. We could do that fight right here in LA, Crypto Arena. And
Mm.
then he
Okay.
fights like a little kid, man. He jumps around, throws a little jab. He's still an amateur still.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
I,
So
t- I touched
you
that chin, he's going down. Yeah.
there. You feel like he hasn't adjusted the style of the pros, Barbosa.
Yeah, he's still, man, like I say, he bounces around on his feet, man. I don't know. He be watching too many amateur fights. I don't know what he be watching.
Okay. Okay. You mentioned the amateurs. I actually wanted to ask something interesting because I know a fighter that I believe you fought in the amateurs. Do you know a fighter named Erick Lanzas Jr.?
Oh yeah. I fought him. I fought him in Nicaragua actually to qualify for the Nicaraguan Olympic team. Unfortunately, and then it ended up transpiring because of the whole Argentina closing the country down, and then they were gonna do hand selected. But yeah, I fought him actually in Nicaragua for the qualifiers.
Yeah,
Well,
he's
to
a
qualify for the Olympic team.
yeah he's a good friend of mine, and he told me a while ago about it, but I never seen the fight on BoxRec, so I was always wondering what was the story with that, because from what he tells me, you out of all the weight classes in Nicaragua, you guys were supposed to you guys were the only ones who had to actually fight for your spot to qualify on the national team. It was like you, him, and a fighter named Harvin Aguirre.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. So what do you tell you about the fight? I want to see if he's
He
captain.
Nah, he told me basically that it was a good fight. It was 3 rounds, right? It was 3 rounds.
Yeah, we actually fought twice. We fought twice. Yeah, we fought twice.
Yeah, yeah. He said it
Yeah,
was a
we
good
fought.
fight. He said he said you moved around a lot. I think he said you palmed them or something like that.
All right, well, I'll put it basically. I know it's your boy, but I'll put it basically. I whooped his ass, but he was good though.
Yeah,
I think he was the guy that was representing them, and then
yeah.
I went over
That's what
there
he
and I
told me.
fought. Yeah, I fought the 3 days. I believe I fought him twice. I want to say I fought him twice, but no, good fighter, good strong dude. But I tagged him up. It
You
was easy.
you beat the brakes off him pretty much. That's what it
I
sounded like you telling.
no, I think that out of him. He knows. He knows.
Okay, okay,
Yeah,
okay.
I like to mark up, but nonetheless, though, man, he had experience. I mean, he's fought, in the international tournament. I seen him fought in the Pan Am qualifiers and stuff like that. I knew he was gonna be a guy that knew what he was doing. But also, man, like I said, I got the blueprint for everybody.
Everyone in boxing. Okay, and
Yeah.
I know you also. I've seen a ton of interviews, and I know you're gonna get asked about it a million times with Keyshawn Davis. There was a bunch of politics there. They kind of like pre-picked him or whatever it was. You said it was Matt Johnston, Billy Walsh, and them kind of guys at
Yeah.
USA Boxing. Um, what was all that about? And like, I know he's at 35, but I'm sure he will go to 40 because he's big enough. What do you think about that fight in the future?
I think it'll be a great fight, man. I think it'll be a big fight. I think if he comes out victorious out of his world title fight, I think, obviously I'm gonna come out victorious out of mine. He comes out victorious, man. I think we can make a big fight happen. I think it could be something similar to like a Floyd Mayweather, Oscar De La Hoya type of thing. This time though, De La Hoya wins the fight. You feel me? I'm gonna put Keyshawn out. I know Keyshawn very well. As far as his style and those styles, man, they never really complicated me. Those type of slick styles, that's never complicated me. And yeah, man, USA Boxing protected him. USA Boxing protected him. They said no matter how many times I beat him or whoop his ass, they was gonna give it to him no matter what the spot. So I was like, all right, then cool. I mean, you want to send another dude? If you content with a silver medal, you want to send the dude over there get his ass whooped by Andy Cruz again? Then fuck you. But if you want to go
Damn.
give it a shot to actually gold medal, then fuck it. But if you content with silver place, then go take it. And I mean, that's
Did,
what they did.
did you tell him that? Did you tell the directors of USA Boxing, if you're content with the silver medal, go send him over there? Is that what you told him?
Yeah, I'm like, well, shit. The dude fought him already, like, I don't know. I think they fought 4 times or 3 times. But the point is, though, every time you keep getting his ass whooped, keep getting second place. I'm like, if y'all want to go for second place for guaranteed, then go for it. But I mean, if not, then shit. Let me like Andy Cruz. I know I'll fuck his ass up. But then give me a shot, and it's all good. That's why I went to Nicaragua, and like I said, unfortunately, the whole COVID thing happened, man. My luck, and then I ended up seeing those guys. I told them that I'll see you guys over there. They was shocked. That I told them I'll see you guys over there. I'll be over there with Nicaragua. We'll see what's up. I was
Okay.
hoping I could fight Keyshawn and fucking eliminate him from the qualifiers, but the whole COVID thing messed it up.
It messed everything up for a lot of people at the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. You mentioned too. You had mentioned what was his name? The 40 pounder. You just said his name. I forgot now. I'm blanking out. Keyshawn.
You mentioned a lot of dudes.
You mentioned a lot of dudes. We've been talking about everyone, man. Listen, I forgot honestly, so I'm gonna wrap it up because I know you just got back from sparring or whatever. But Ernesto, any final message you want to give to the boxing world about your fight with Pedraza?
Man, just stay tuned. January 25th, live on the Zone, man. Don't miss it. I'm gonna be the first, first fight headlining for the, the TV section of it. And man, it's gonna be a great fight, man. Puerto Rico versus Nicaragua, Mexico. That's gonna be a great fight. And ultimately, man, this guy's coming in there to kind of derail my whole career, right? He's gonna go over there and try to do some weird shit to throw me off and beat me. But ultimately, man, it's gonna end up with that puñeta on the floor. That's it.
God, la puñeta on the floor. All right, you said it. That's the perfect way to end it. So Ernesto, thank you so much for your time, man. Appreciate it.
Likewise, bro. Appreciate it.
All right.